Hello and welcome to episode 8 of my Minecraft Feed the Beast Monster tutorial Let's Play series. This episode is going to be on us finishing making our tools. We will then make a weapon and we will close off using Tinker's construct by making a knapsack. So first of all, let's finish making our tools. Okay, so the materials that I decided with, first of all, let's go to the tool forge. Okay, so here's the tools we made. Now, what's important to me personally, and I'm not trying to tell you what you should use at all, I'm only showing and demonstrating what I do. And what I like with my tools is one, that they have the reinforced trait, preferably level 3. I didn't get it with the shovel, of course, because there was only 2 components and I prefer to have the extra writable. So anyway, I like to have a high RF, so a high power. 2 million RF is good enough for me. Basically that acts as the durability of the tool. So I like to have a high durability, a high power level. Next, I like to have the reinforced free trait, and I obviously like to have lots of writable slots. The next most important thing for the tool, obviously, especially when we're talking about the excavator, well, mainly it's the hammer. The hammer is the one I want to improve upon. And of course, as you can see down here, what I do, the last finishing touch I make to my tools is haste. The quicker they can mine, the quicker I can work through the area. So let's show you then how to improve my hammer. Okay, so it's looking perfect, but to make it even better, let's improve the speed of it. The moment the speed is 5.66. For every 50 let's show you what I'm talking about here. So if I put some redstone there, you will see that by adding just 1 redstone dust, we'll place 1 onto this to a maximum of 50. Once it gets to 50, it will use up one of the slots. Now, for every 50 redstone you add to your weapon, you will increase the speed by 4. So if I add this 50, you will see the weapon speed should then be 9.74. So let's do that. Now you can either add your redstone individually like that. So if I pick this up and put it back in there, you will see it's now gone to 2 and its speed increased slightly. So you can either do it slowly and manually like that, or you can combine them into blocks and add them, and you'll see it boost it to 10. So let's do that. You see it's gone up to 7.18. Let's boost it again. 7.9, and again 8.62, and again 9.34. Now what we'll do is we will manually add. No, actually I could do one more. Okay, let's remove that. Speed is going to be 9.5, so let's go. Let's just get it. And last one. There we go. So that is used up that first slot, and we've got to 9.74 as I said. Now, how fast do you want to make your weapon? Your tool, sorry. Entirely up to you. Now I'm going to stop there because at 9.66 is plenty fast enough for me. That's what I want to get all of my tools to. So with the hammer, it takes, because you're doing a 3x3 area of stone or materials, resources, it does tend to be a slower weapon, a slower tool. So as you can see though, nice and quick now. I mean, I could boost it up even more, but I want to save that for when I get some cobalt. Cobalt is my favourite material for the tools, and for the weapon, manulin, once I can get hold of that. But that, of course, cobalt manulin from the Nether, and I'm not there yet, and it's going to be a little while before I get there. Anyway, so that's the hammer done. Another one that's nice to do, of course, is the excavator, and I will be improving the speed of that, and no doubt my axe. So I'm not going to do them now with the redstone, because you understand how to do that. So that's all I wanted to demonstrate, how to get that, improve it even more. So it's got haste, and bear in mind I've still got 3 slots. I thought it said 2 before, but maybe I'm going crazy. Anyway, it's still got 3 modifiers left on the tool, so I can choose 3 more. I could put lapis lazuli on there and give it luck, which gives you more materials, but I'm not bothered about that, because once I get Quarry Plus up and running, I have no more worries about getting materials, so I certainly wouldn't worry about that. The reason I make my tools is so I can just adventure around and explore and drill a hole through a mountain if it gets in my way, nice and quickly, as you can see with that. So there we are, that's the tools. Next then, let's make a weapon. Now, my weapon of choice that I decided to go with is a rapier, because I like the idea of being able to right click and it steps me back 1, especially when I'm fighting creepers. Could be the difference between me getting blown up and not. So you know all the materials I used for my tools. The materials I'm going to use for my weapon are an alumite for the blade, because that gives 1.5 hearts of damage. Cactus for the crossbar, because that will give me the jagged trait and also gives damage. And of course my favourite, paper, so a paper rod. That will give me an rapier with jagged, reinforced 2 and writable traits. Also it has a base of 2 hearts, and there's the wonder, it will give me 4 modifiers, and guess what I'm going to be piling in there. So anyway, let's name this. And create it. There, we got a nice weapon. Now the next thing that I want to do is I want to first add this. So that will give it a nice high durability of 2 million. And remember, all of these tools and the weapon we will be building the machine to recharge them. And the other material I will add, okay, it doesn't accept it by the looks of it, which is a shame, but I was hoping it would let me add flint for damage, so I can improve the damage of the weapon, because at the moment it's only 2. The only other thing that I'm aware of that maybe will work, oops, let's sleep. Okay, the only other thing that perhaps I can use is cactus. I'm not sure if it does work, let's give it a try. Okay, let's make sure I've got enough. Right, let's give that a try. Okay, so let's put our rapier in. Let's see if the cactus will. No. Oh, that's a shame. I was hoping that the cactus would give us more damage, because when you look in the book it says cactus and flint adds damage, but that's only in the tool's creation. So okay, we don't have a very high damage weapon, so maybe the weapon's not that great after all. But at least it'll last a long time. See, with this weapon, I'm going to need to find a different mod, I think, for the weapon, because that, sadly, unless one of you can suggest a material I can add which will improve the damage, if there is one. Don't know if there is. Anyway, so there's the rapier. Not sure how much I'll be using that, because of course I've got much better damage with my peridot sword. Okay, so that's that. Let's now make a knapsack. A knapsack, of course, you need Tinker's Construct to make 2 tough stone rods. So now the way to find the knapsack, if you hover over an iron, it needs to be made of iron and it needs to be a tough rod. So an iron tough rod. When you hover over it, press the U key. That will bring up the recipes it's used in. And of course, we're going to go with the recipe using the aluminium brass. So if we press the shift key and left click the question mark, it will take us to the recipe window, and I only need now to pull this out. There we go. We now have a knapsack. If we open up our pocket and click on the inventory, we can drop the knapsack in there. Now, when we left click away, we can then left click on the knapsack, and we've got a load of extra storage space for when we're out adventuring. Let's face it, it's not using up a slot in my pocket, and it's always there now until I die. And then of course it just needs picking back up. But there we go, we got an extra pocket space. How cool is that? Right, okay, so let's finish off this episode by demonstrating these tools. Now, what I want to do eventually is flatten all the land around me. But as you can see, there's some big trees, big nasty trees. Well, actually, they're quite cool because they're going to give me a lot of wood. But how, of course, do we get to... How do we chop down a big tree like that? I mean, look at that. I can't even see the top of it. Well, what we do is we will use my axe. And notice what happens to the RF. Because this is going to use a huge amount of RF. Because it's hopefully going to chop down the whole tree. Oh, I can hear something coming. Oh, there he is. All that way for nothing, eh? Never mind. Right, let's chop down this tree. So, to demonstrate the axe. Bang! Look at that. How cool. So now you can see, and look at all of this wood I've got. I can either use it for crafting or I can use it for making charcoal. But that's what we're going to do next, just to let you know. In the next episode, we're going to start on automating a wood farm, a tree farm. And it's going to give us unlimited apples, unlimited wheat, unlimited wood, which we will also use furnaces, redstone furnaces, to turn into unlimited charcoal. So it's going to get very cool. Anyway, so you can see I'm going to go around and chop all these big trees down, and let's now demonstrate the hammer, actually the excavator next. Let's put my armour back on, and I need to make a full set of iron armour until I can get to something better. Anyway, let's show you the excavator next, of course, which is for digging. So let's go to the top here. Now, the way the 3x3 works is, if I use the excavator on that tile, okay, facing it that direction, it's going to take out a 3x3 square. So let's show you. Yeah, let's do that corner. The torch is going to get destroyed, knocked off, but that don't matter. So you'll see a 3x3. Okay, so target the middle one. There we go. Look at that. How cool is that? That we do 3 at a time. Now, if you face the dirt from the side, like so, it's going to be a 3x3 vertically. So let's demonstrate. See, so look how quickly I can go through doing all of this. So you can see I'm going to be able to get all of this area flattened nice and quickly, which is what the gamester likes. He doesn't like to waste your time. Far too precious. So anyway, I'm going to have a lot of fun with these new tools. Right, let's show you next the hammer, which is this one. And I remember I improved its speed. So let's see. Let's just drop it here. Okay, so the hammer is the same as the excavator. Whichever direction you face will remove. So for example, if I face from the top, it will take out this 3 by 3. So let's demonstrate. There you go. If I do it from the side, so if I do it from the side, it goes that way. See? Oh, let's do one more. And again, nice and quickly, for flattening out an area. So there we are. You can see that these tools, and just did you notice how quickly I was ploughing through that? Bear in mind, I've not done my excavator yet, or the axe, but you can imagine how cool it will be. Even chopping down that massive tree, look at that, it's hardly dented my axe, and I could make a dozen more of these axes, but you know what, we'll be charging it up eventually. For now though, you can see, and there we are. Okay, the only slight disappointment there was my weapon, but at least I've got a weapon that is just basically going to last and last and last. For now I'll put it in there until I can find out either A, way of improving it, or B, use a different mod for a better weapon. We'll see. Anyway, so there we are. That's Tinker's Construct in a nutshell. Please do have fun and experiment with all the different alloys and everything. I will be upgrading my tools when I get to the Nether with cobalt and manolin, but for now these tools are going to do me just fine for the foreseeable future while I flatten all this area around me and prepare it for the next episode, which will be our tree farm. Wherever you are in the world, God bless you and keep every last one of you safe. Thank you for watching and have a fantastic day. I hope you enjoyed the episodes on Tinker's Construct. Goodbye.